Hey guys, how's it going? We're going to be playing some Hearthstone today. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so anyone that doesn't realise what this is, today we're going to be playing Hearthstone, and Hearthstone is a magical kind of like strategy game. I'm very new to these kind of games, which is very cool because if you've never played a card game in your life, this is going to be very easy for you to get used to. At the moment it's currently in beta, so it's very hard to get hold of or get into, so yeah, good luck with that. So I was thinking maybe I can show you some of the basics. So I've already got my own decks, I've been playing for quite a while. I have no gold at the moment, which sucks, but yeah, so I've been playing it for a good 4 or 5 days solid, like just solid, nothing else. It's crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you the stuff I've got at the moment, and then we'll go do some practice. Now I've got quite a few little decks set up. So anyway, let's just go straight into it. When you first start the game up, you kind of have to work your way through the ranks. You go through a couple of tutorials, and you start off with some starter decks. Now each hero you have to unlock by beating them, and then you get more cards for them, and you can unlock certain characters that have more advantage over certain cards on the battlefield, and they all have their own weaknesses and advantages. So you'll never be able to say that each card is significantly overpowered than the other, because there are, even though they have their advantages, they have their weaknesses, and being able to exploit them is part of the game. Being able to understand what works in a deck and how to play your cards wisely, and sometimes you have to take damage in order to succeed and win the game. So it's a lot about strategy, but it's very easy to get into. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play a basic deck. We're going to just go ahead and play anyone randomly. We're going to go ahead and use my Mage, and we're going to select a opponent. You can gain experience. What was that? Something about maybe expert. Excuse me, right. So I'm pretty sure now, at this point that I've been playing, that even though I've killed all of these dudes or beaten them in a game, now we unlocked expert, which means obviously they play a lot smarter. They use custom decks, and they're going to be a little bit more ferocious. Even so, I'm pretty sure the normal starter deck guys or whatever, I'm pretty sure they're still very powerful, or they've got even stronger since I first played them, because even so I still have a bit of a struggle going up against them. But regardless, let's have a look. Wiping off the table. Okay, so with a basic deck, basically you are given cards. You don't get to pick any of your cards. And there's quite a few different game modes throughout Hearthstone, and let's hope this loads up. There we go. Hearthstone's in beta
versus Rexar.
So it's got a lot of problems at the moment.
You asked for it.
Okay, so let's go over some of the basic principles. Because I believe I'm going first, or he's going first, basically I get an extra card. I'm thinking that maybe just be a draw of a coin. Not too sure on that at the moment. It hasn't been too specific. So I've got 4 cards here. I can keep them or replace them. Now on each turn you get a new mana point. Mana points are these little blue gems up in the left hand corner. As you can tell, each one of these has different descriptions, and some of them belong to certain classes, i.e. a spell class, a minion class, loads of different other ones, weapons and such. So let's go ahead and see if these suit me, and they're pretty good. This 4th mana card I'm not going to be able to drop until the 4th round, possibly the 8th turn in total. But I'm kind of happy with that. We've got a draw card, which means, you know, if we're struggling for cards, we can draw. So, okay, let's go ahead and select them. Now, each round that comes along, you get a new card. And because I'm not going first, he's going first, I get an extra card.
Ready for action!
Called the coin. It costs 0 mana to use, and we get a mana point straight away. So at the bottom here, you see I just got a mana crystal, and now I can use this and spend it wisely. So as you can tell, the game is very context sensitive and it's very friendly. So if you don't know what you're doing, it will try to highlight and guide stuff for you. At the moment you can see in my bottom deck here, I've got some green cards already lit up. I can use Arcane Missile and damage 3 damage randomly split among enemy characters. Characters include anyone that's on the battlefield, usually referred to as a minion, or your heroes, which are also classed as characters. So basically characters means everything that has health can be damaged or is accepted within the card, and whatnot. So let's go ahead and just, this guy has a taunt. Now taunt cards are very defensive. They are your basically a shield wall. Nothing's going to get past it. The aim of the game is to damage your opponent hero card until he has 0 health. So every card or opponent can have attack and health, and the attack is signified by the little yellow orb, and the red orb is obviously the health. So I need to do 2 damage to destroy this guy. So let's go ahead and see if I've got anything that can do that. So with this card that spends 1 mana, I can do the random 3 damage that goes either between the hero and the taunt. So hopefully we get 2 damage on the taunt to get rid of him, and the remaining 1 point will go on the hero. Fingers crossed, that's the plan. Okay, thankfully that did that. We spent that 1 mana point, and now there's nothing else for us to play except for 1 card which costs no mana. Now we will gain 1 more mana for this turn only. Do I have anything that I can play for 1 more card? 1 more mana rather. There's nothing else that I can play. So I'm going to save this card and use it on another turn. So I'm going to go ahead and say end turn. This button here is yellow because it's saying you have other cards that you can use. I don't want to use any at the moment though. So we're going to wait and see what he draws. He's going to draw a charge card. A charge card gets to move straight away. Most other cards that aren't a charge card have to wait a turn to prepare. They'll usually be signified with a sleeping status above their head or whatever. So now we're on the second round. We've got 2 mana crystals. Now as you can tell, a lot more of my cards have lit up because I have a lot of 2 cards. Can damage damage to all enemy minions. Sorry, my eyesight's going. I can draw a card as soon as I draw it out. So battle cry. As soon as you play it from your hand onto the battlefield, it will then do whatever it says in the description. That's what a battle cry does. So it will draw us another card and put it into our hand. We can spend that 1 mana crystal and use a 3 mana crystal, which would be draw 2 cards. We don't need that. We've got quite a lot of draw cards at the moment. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Okay, and also every hero has a power, and you can use them as well in exchange for mana crystals. At the moment I have a hero power which is deal 1 damage. Now this has no restraints. It can attack straight to the hero. As I said earlier before, if the enemy or yourself has a taunt, you cannot attack the hero directly. You need to remove the taunt first. The taunt is a very powerful card if used well, and it will slow your character down and gives you time to build up a lot of minions on the battlefield. So I think my safest option right now is to save my area of attacks, which is damage all minions, because there are two lots there. If I play my battle cry here, which is a 2 mana for 1 attack and 2 defense. Now, me and my friend love playing games here, and as soon as I pull out my polymorph, which transforms some cards into a 1v1, 1 health, 1 damage, he absolutely hates it. He always starts building up these really good minions, like with 5 attack and 5 health, and I always pull out the sheep, and he goes, "You've got a sheep, haven't you?" Yeah, I got a sheep. So here we go. So a sheep would be relatively... Let me explain that. Okay. So my current minion that's on the battlefield at the moment, if we hover over the minion, we can see its original stats. As you can tell, it's got 1 attack and 2 health. At the moment on the battlefield, it's got 1 attack and 1 health. When 2 minions go at each other, they will deal each of their damage to each opponent. It's basically going in for like a double KO. You exchange your damage and you hurt each other's health. and obviously you can kill each other in the process. Sometimes it's a strategy to trade a lower health character to their higher dealing character, and basically you wipe off a high level character with one of your small characters, and basically it's a nice trade-off. It works in your favour. You're using a card more wisely. We're on round 3 now for our mana crystals, and we've got quite a lot of options. Again, we can still open up for our 4th card using our 3 mana crystal. This will transform this very annoying taunt, which is very deadly at the moment, and then we could finish it off. Although we won't be able to finish off this turn because we won't have any mana left. So our other options is to try and see if we can at least silence it, but we don't have any silence spells. Okay, the other option is to start building up some minions on the board. At the end of the day, he can either bypass us. We need some taunts. We really need some taunts. Okay, 1 damage to all enemy minions. At the moment, I don't see any other way to avoid this other than to maybe play for 2 for 2. Okay, I think I'm going to whittle down his health to 1. That means when he attacks someone, he's going to lose more health as well. So I think I'm going to play my mana crystal card. That's going to give me 1 extra mana crystal. And we're going to play my River Crocolisk, whatever that's, Crocolisk. So that's got 2 damage. As soon as he attacks either one of these, or goes straight for my hero. If he goes straight for my hero, there's nothing else I could do. I was pretty much in that position anyway. So whittling down his health as much as I can would be the best option. Try not to use any cards, but that is going to happen. Okay, so I've got 2 mana left. I'm just going to go ahead and deal some damage to him. He's down to 2, sorry. He's down to 2 health. I did 1 damage. Okay, so let's see here. So the bear can take my River Crocolisk straight out. I would prefer he didn't. Either way, I could sacrifice this card to attack him and bring him down further. Though, on the other hand, if the AI is slightly stupid and tries to go for my highest attacking character and highest health, he's going to wipe himself out. So these two are going to go to battle, if that is my hope. So I'm hoping he's going to attack my highest playing card. If he doesn't play my highest card, he might play my lowest playing card, in which case he's only going to suffer 1 damage, so it's not that big of a deal. If that is the case, on the next round I can cast deal 1 damage to all minions and still have room for 3 more, which I could cast 2 more cards. On the other hand, if he goes straight through my mage and pulls out another 3 or 4, okay, so we're going to ignore it. We're going to wait for him to make a move because we can keep our cards a little bit longer. There's no point sacrificing our card straight yet because he might do something different. There's a lot of strategy involved, especially when you start thinking about tracking. Very good card that he's about to use. You can look at the deck that you've got to the side
mess
of you.
with Tusker.
Very good card. Summons 1 ball. Okay, so he went for my lowest card. That's good. He's already taken 1 damage. We can remove 2 of his cards, including the taunt, and attack with our River Crocolisk. Now that plays straight into my hand, which is very good. The only problem is I'd like to be able to play a high damage and try to whittle down his health a little bit more. Though I cannot do that right now, which sucks just a little. Though I will be able to clear the board. Okay, I can clear the board. Which at the moment, if I clear the board right now in 2 moves, that will be a little bit more beneficial for me. At the moment I am at a disadvantage, so let's go ahead and clear the board. Let's go ahead and use deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. This dude is left with a 2-2. He was left with a 2-3. We're going to do 2 damage against his 2 health, and he's going to do 2 damage against our 3 health. That works out in my advantage. I've missed that one out, so we're going to stay alive. Managed to remove 2 off him. So we've still got some nice cards. Also remember that as soon as you play all of your cards, you only get 1 card drawn to you every round. So sometimes you could be left with just maybe a buff card or something really crap. We've still got a nice hand of cards right here, and he's only got 3 hands in his card, which obviously he's going to have to play one of them next round, and he's going to have 5 mana crystals. Excuse me. He'll probably try to use his steady shot and take damage straight off our character by bypassing everyone on the battlefield, or he might try to buff his character, whatever he puts out. So what we can do right now, we can, since the hero doesn't have any attack on his attributes or whatever, we can do some direct attack and not take any back. But obviously would have to make sure he survives. So we can do 1 damage for either one of these cards. I don't want to play any cards because this is an area of attack, so we're going to go ahead and just use this free hero damage. Well, it's a 2 mana, so it's kind of a free. We're not using any decks or cards or whatever. So go ahead and do that.
Job's
and
done.
it only does 1 damage, but it's better than nothing. 1 damage can still change a battle. That's a dangerous card. Okay, so the ball had an attack straight away. Okay, let's get started. The game starts to get a little bit more interesting. He's still only got 2 cards. I've got 6 cards, and I've got a lot of opportunities here. I could do... I can't do 6 damage. Okay. Sorry, I can't play 6 mana crystals. I was looking at my polymorph to change him into a sheep. He's a pretty big ass boy over there. I could still play... No, I can't. I can only play a 1/4 card. And maybe a 3 and a 2. Could draw some cards. Really don't need to draw any cards at the moment. Could do 6 damage. He's going to return 2 damage. If he has a buff in there... Is he a beast? Okay, right. Let me talk a little bit more about certain specific cards. At the bottom of this card here, between the 2 and the 7, it's got beast. You can get different kind of minion cards. You can get beasts, dragons, murlocs, all those kind of things. And you can get buff cards, which means if you've got a load of beasts on the battlefield, then you can give them +1 and such. So there's also some cards which will just buff any minions that are on the battlefield on your side. So you've got to be really careful what you leave alive and what you decide to do. This dude's going to do 7 damage. I haven't got any minions out to battle with him at the moment. As I said, every time you put a minion out, he has to go to sleep for the next turn, unless he has charge. If you've built a deck out very well, you can sometimes really work out a full blast of attacks on your first go, instead of having to wait a turn. So I think I'm still going to go with my polymorph at this rate. I think he's still too dangerous to leave alone. With 7 health, he's very dangerous.
Job's done.
Okay, as you can tell, I've still got 1 mana crystal in the bottom right hand corner, but I've got nothing that I can play. So straight away end turn is all green and flashy, so we're just going to go ahead and continue. You can also interact with the background as well. Pick up a rock. Doesn't do anything. So, straight away, he played this card over here, which basically buffs his friendly beasts +2 and 2. Pretty sure he was going to do that. The fact that it had a taunt on it as well is extremely frustrating. So now I have to deal with that. I only got a beast, which is a 2 or 3 on the draw, which is kind of frustrating because I can't really use him. I was hoping on a taunt. So I've got some very powerful spells over here. This basic deck really works quite slowly, but I think I can do some damage. Now, the real question is, I can play 2 cards. I might play a draw. Okay, so I can get rid of one of those guys straight away. My deal 6 damage. I'd usually like to keep these because they are direct attack on the hero. You can point them anywhere you want. So they're very handy, and they can deal up a lot of damage. Considering each hero has 30 health, and this can do 12 combined. Plus, with buffs, you can sometimes get minions which help your spells by increasing them by 1 attack. You can sometimes get up to 8 or 10. 8, 9, or 9's probably the roughs. 10's good luck. Well done with that. So you can really buff these spells up quite a lot, and you can do a lot of damage. Though I'm trying to think what is the best play to do here. Getting minions on the board would be very advantageous right now, but I'm believing right now I really need to do some damage. That sheep is nothing without this dude over here. He's being powered up by this dude here. So as soon as I get rid of him, hopefully he will be removed. Although it does say give a friendly beast, so I'm pretty sure that that is a permanent stat now that he's been given. But we're going to go ahead and remove this dude over here. 4 damage is quite a lot, and I don't want him being further buffed up. See you later, buddy. Yeah, pretty sure, that stat has kept, which is somewhat frustrating, so we need to do 3 damage from somewhere. Okay, we've got 2 cards here. One has more health, but one gives us a card draw. Card draw would be somewhat... He's only got 2 cards. See, that's still so much better. I'm going to draw this, put myself some damage out there,
I hope you like my
and draw
invention.
a card.
Job's done.
Okay, that's not a bad card. It's pretty good because it has high stats for one. Usually 5 mana for 4 and 4 is usually not that good, but the battle cry itself is pretty much evening that out. Deal 3 damage to the enemy hero straight away is a very good battle cry, especially if you want to start adding on attacks and stacking them. So, a little bit of wind came through the window. Okay, so we're good on that. On the next round, we might be able to play one of them and maybe a... I don't know, we'll figure out. Let's see what he does first. Okay, that sheep minion would have been very handy about that. We do not want that. We do not want that hound to be living for the next round, because if he does 9 damage, that is very dangerous. Okay, so straight away, this comes into play where Mage sometimes has a huge advantage over other characters. This is kind of what strength is. As far as I'm just looking at there, I'm sure there's plenty more strengths. We've got a nice charge card, by the way. But anyway, back to the point. When the enemy has a taunt, as you can tell, I can only attack ones that are highlighted red. So I can attack this dude, and as you can tell, I get a nice skull over my minion, which means I will die because he does 3 damage and I only have 2 health. And meanwhile, I'll only take 1 health off him, which is just not a good move, especially if I can use this attack somewhere else. As I said, I need to take out this core hand because 9 damage is just a beast itself, especially if he has another... Yeah, that's a beast as well. So if he pulls out one of those cards from earlier, he could buff that up again to 11 attack and 7 health. So we do not want that at all costs. We are going to remove him by using a fireball. Spells ignore taunts. As I say, when we select this, I can now select anyone on the board, even myself. Sometimes that might give you an advantage, sometimes it won't. So I'm going to go ahead and go straight for this dude over here. He is too dangerous. We are not letting him live. As I said before, those fireball spells are very good for the enemy hero. At the moment, he has a lead on me. He has 28 health, and I only have 21 health. Though I have 1 minion on the board, same as he does, but I have 5 cards in my hand. I'm about to have 6 after this turn, whereas he will only have 3 on the next turn and 1 minion. So I'm in a very good position right now. So right now I need to do 3 damage. Okay, I can secure 2 damage straight out by using 2 mana and my minion on the board. I'm going to sacrifice the minion if I have to, or I could just use this minion right here, which does 3 damage, 1 health, and it has charge. Now this is a great card, as I said. I need to remove this sheep. It's already cost me more than I needed to. So let's go ahead and use this. We drop it on. As I said, most minions, usually they have to wait a turn. Not with charge. Charge they can attack straight away. And as I said before, this is where you start to balance your minions out. I could have probably killed this sheep with maybe the fireball, and then I would have had to suffer the wrath of that 9 attack and 5 health or whatever it was. But with this way, I've used my mana pretty appropriately, a 4 and 3, and this sheep has more health and more damage than the minion that I'm about to attack with. It only has 3 attack and 1 health, so it's not really going to last very long at all with 1 health. I have no spells to buff it up. It's not going to last very long. It's pretty much a disposable card. So I'm going to use it wisely to take out a taunt so my other minion can then attack his hero. There we go. Not bad, not bad. Now we can freely attack with 1 damage, but damage is damage at the end of the day, and I still have my cards remaining. So that was a perfect play as far as I'm concerned. Couldn't have gone better. But time will tell. As I said, time will tell, and he pulls out one of them. Okay, so this is where it starts to get a little bit more interesting. So I've got whittled down. Okay, I can kill him straight away. That's not a problem whatsoever. Ah, no, I cannot. Okay, so I can guarantee 2 damage. I need to find 3 more damage out of nowhere just to attack that dude, that beast right there. I need to find 3 damage from somewhere. None of these have a charge. Battlecry does 3 damage to an enemy hero, not a minion. It's not looking good at the moment. I need to draw a charge or a spell. Excuse me, sorry about this. So I'm going to use 3 mana up and leave myself with 5 mana. 5 mana is a good amount for a spell. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. Let's draw this and get 2 cards. Draw another 2 cards. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I can... Oh, Jesus Christ. Still taking that 9 damage is something I'm not looking forward to. Especially if he's got buff in that card. I can't summon the Boulder Fist Ogre at the moment. Just some nice stats. 6 attack, 7 health. I am thinking indeed to use maybe... I mean, if I can find a taunt or something in there. I think I'm going to draw another 2 cards. I really don't want to, but I mean, more cards is advantageous for me. I can kill him soon. I need to make sure I've got someone on the battlefield to look after me afterwards. Okay, right. Okay, this is the strategy that we're going for. If he does not come for my hero, if he comes for my hero, worst case scenario, I take 9 damage. Worst case scenario, I take more than that if he has a charge, or a beast has +2/+2. That's usually the highest you have. You can have a +3 attack, but I'm betting he's not got that. So worst case scenario, he's going to buff that beast up. 2/2, 11 damage. Jesus Christ. Okay, so it's going to leave me with not that much health, and I have not done that much health to him yet. So, here's the plan. If he doesn't go for my health, he's got to go for one of my minions. If he goes for one of my minions, he's going to take damage. He can take damage from either this 1 attack, meh, if he does, fair enough, that means I only have to whittle off 4 health. Or I can put this Nightblade down for 5 mana, it's going to be the rest of my mana for this turn, and I can automatically do 3 damage on his hero, bring him down to 24. This would put me in a little bit more of a steady value to where he is, since he's already 6 points ahead of me on health. And then also I leave a 4 and 4 card on the table for him to attack or for me to retaliate back, at which on the next turn, if he has attacked my hero, as long as he hasn't buffed him up, I should be able to kill him in 2 turns or less. So I think that is the best move right now. I am not going to attack with my other minion.
They'll never know what hit.
There we go, 4 damage. I'm not going to attack. Oh, maybe I should. Yes, no, I will. I just rethought that before I hit end turn. Because I'm not going to return any more damage, I'm going to make use of this card just this turn and attack the hero.
If you're sure.
Job's done.
Okay. As I said before, I'm going to re-highlight it out just in case you didn't realise. As soon as I dropped that card, I couldn't use it straight away, and these Z's are just emphasis that you can't use this, you've got to wait a turn. So here we go, we're waiting for him to power out with the beast. The minions have a 1+ attack, so there we go, 40 0. Okay, he's buffed pretty well. As I considered, he would buff his beast up, and he also brought out another beast. He placed his cards pretty well, considering since he also had this raid leader, which gives your other minions +1 attack. So we're looking at some very beastly bad boys over here, and no longer is this dude my main problem. I have to worry about this dude over here. And we drawed a Murloc. Whoop-de-doo, Basil. Okay, we can take... oh my god. Okay. I could draw some more cards, but I really don't want to at this point. I need to start making sure I get some board control. Oh, I would have to sacrifice that card right there. Is it worth me sacrificing this Nightwalker, whatever he is, Nightblade? See, if I do this, I can damage 1 for everyone. I can use another 4... That brings him down to 6. I need to do 2 more damage. Could have something good in the cards. I could have a freeze-all. I don't know how long this video is, so I apologise. It takes a little while sometimes, especially if I'm going to strategise and try and talk you through it. The good thing about playing against AI, there's not that much of a timer. Still thinking this Arcane Explosion is my best bet. As you can tell, I've still got some very low cards over here to play, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to start putting out these low cards very soon. Though I'm 6 cards in advantage to him, but he's pulling out some big beasts at the moment now that he's hitting on the 10th mana card slot or whatever. So he's going to be pulling out some big high cards. So I need to start gaining some board advantage. The only problem is, my cards don't support other cards. It's basically a free-for-all as far as my cards are concerned. None of them work or synergize with any others, which is fine because this is a basic deck. If this was a custom deck that I built, I would probably make sure that they all helped each other out, and playing 2 cards at once would actually help each other out instead of just leaving them on their own. Okay, I'm pretty sure I might play this free. More cards gives me more of an advantage. Though, check this out. He can ruin me on the next turn if I do not get rid of this dude right here. Why? Because he's got 10 attack and I've only got 9 health. Regardless, if I do that, then he's still got a 3 and a 2 regardless of whatever he pulls out of his 10 mana slot on the next turn. So at the moment things are looking very dire, so I really need to make sure that I choose my plan of attack well. It's not going very well, I have to admit, and it would be nice if I won this video instead of losing it, but that is the way of Hearthstone. So okay, this is my goal for this turn, to take out these 2. This dude right here, he is powering everyone else up. He is a secondary primary attack. This dude is my main concern. If I get rid of this dude, he no longer can kill me in 1 shot on the next turn. If I get rid of this dude, he can no longer buff up any other character that he's got, which means this dude is only a 2 turn. If he's only a 2 turn, I'm really not that worried about him taking me out. In which case, he has to pull out another big attack monster, like one of these. If not, if he's got a, if not, he won't. He'll have a charge or a buffable card right here. Whatever he's got here. If it's a big, if it's a charge, it's not going to be over 5, in which case I'm going to survive. Also, depending on what he draws as well, that's taken into consideration. But regardless, if he pulls out another ogre dude, it gives me an extra turn since he'll need to sleep on the enemy's next turn, which in which case buys me 2 turns. So I have bought myself 2 turns. So the main goal is to deplete some of their health. Let's go ahead and deal 1 damage to everyone. Boom. Okay, I'm going to sacrifice a card here. I really don't want to, but I'm going to sacrifice a card. Before I sacrifice the card, I want to know what else I can pull out. I'm just moving that, it's a little bit easier to hear. So I'm going to sacrifice this card here if I don't get anything good from this 2-draw. This leaves me with 4 more mana, which I could play very wisely if I do so want. If not, I will put out all of my minions, which will cost me 4 as well. So I've got 2 options. Fantastic. Okay, we've got a taunt here, which will that is good. Okay, that will cost me 4, in which case I still need to do 4 damage, which I can do there. I think I am doing pretty well here, and I think I can survive pretty well. Can I put some more on the damage course? No, I cannot. I will be doing damage to at least that dude. Okay, looks good. Let's play it. Let's put our taunt out. He's going to take any damage from anyone that's left over, which is going to be this dude over here. He's going to put himself down to 2 health if he attacks this dude, which he has no other option but to attack unless he gets buffed, in which case this dude may actually get taken out. If not, if he does attack him, he's going to be down to 2 health and still be a usable card. He's still going to be a main distraction, so that's good. This dude's already had his use. He's already done 3 damage to the enemy hero, and I've got so many more extra turns out of him. He's been really useful, even if it is just biding time.
This one's
See you later, mate. You done me some proud job. A 4 for a 10. I think that was a good play. Next up, we're going to go for the obvious buffing card. We can do 1 damage to his 1 damage. We're both going to knock each other out.
If you're sure.
It's a worthwhile play. We're left with a 2 to 6. Isn't that bad? We still have to put some dents into the opposite dude, but we have a nice big ogre dude here to help us out, and with a Oasis Snapjaw, I think our odds are starting to even out a little bit more. I think his win percentage is still going to be about 60-70%, but we will see what he draws. Okay, he obviously doesn't have that much because he's playing a hero. Deal 2 damage. Okay, he's still got 7 mana crystal. He hasn't got anything good. Whatever he's got there is a buff card. This is a buff card, otherwise he would have played it. It's not a minion. It must be something that he can't play. If not, it's something that's too high in mana. If it's a high mana card, it's going to be something very dangerous. Either way, he doesn't want to cast it. This dude is very helpful at the moment. We're going to go ahead and just attack straight away with this dude. 3 damage. He's put down there. Okay, we can start doing some damage. Be nice to get rid of this dude, just in case it is a buff. If he pulls out a buff, that's going to start causing me some trouble, this Oasis Snapjaw. We do need to take care of this dude at some point. 3 random damage split amongst enemy characters. This can only go in my favour. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that down. 1 mana crystal, 3 damage. Perfect, worked exactly as I wanted it. I can still expend 2 more mana to take this dude out and be left to play all of these cards. Not all of these cards, but 3, 7. What are we looking at? 7. Yes, 7. So we can play a 7 Snapjaw or a thingamajob. 6. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to play. Let's go ahead and damage this dude. Get him off the board. We don't want to see him anymore. He's got 1 card. He's going to pull another one out. Could be a buff. Could be something really powerful. But in the meantime, we have a taunt. We have not expelled him any further. It's good. We're going to get some cards out that we can play. We're not going to put our heavy hitter out just yet. As a hunter, he might be able to do some fancy stuff that I'm not too sure of. Though we would like a high hitter out. If we're just going to put low ones out, it's going to be somewhat annoying. 6 and a 1 would be handy. Let's put 6 and a 1 out, shall we? He's going to be hard to attack. He's going to get a guaranteed hit back. That dude has to do damage. Unless it's a spell, he has to do damage to my taunt. regardless of if it's a 10 or a 5 or 6 damage or even an 8, whatever it is, he has to damage that, in which case it will use up his turn. At the moment, I can return a 6. After that, I need to pull another taunt out. Otherwise, I could be in trouble unless he has no good cards. Let's go ahead and do that. Put out the small. Okay, so we have a total of 7, 8, 9, 10 damage we can do on the board. If we can let these guys live for another turn, we should be able to win this out of nowhere. Fingers crossed. He, with the hero power, can still do 2 damage. That is a bad card. Bad card. Ah. Not a problem. Didn't go so well. He has no more cards. He did have 2 weapon cards. Okay, this is... I reckon I could still pull this out. Pretty sure I can still pull this out. A 6 and a 4.
What you looking at?
It's going to be painted by numbers here, whatever he has. Gonna pass turn.
Like my invention.
Draw a card. Not good. Okay. 6, 6, 2. Finger 1. 12, 14. Could do 14 damage. There we go. And we won it out. We could also... let's go ahead and just do some extra insult. There we go. Look at that. Just go ahead and buff. Your other minions have +1 attack. So now we definitely won. But regardless... 7. And I have the remainder of 3 attacks to do. Winning me the game with 3 health left. That is absolutely insane. And that is what we call a victory. So, as you can tell, pretty insane. A lot of strategy is needed. I'm pretty sure I could have lost that if I didn't play some of the cards I did. It was a very close game and a lot of luck. And I did not hoard all of my cards out into the battlefield, which is one tip that I will say to you guys. Don't throw all your cards straight out there, because you'll be left with no cards like he did, and I was free to put out my cards without him being able to do anything. If he's only got 1 card and I've got 4 cards, I put out 4 cards. He's only got 1 card that does 1 damage to 1 enemy. That's 1 enemy. I've still got 3 enemies to attack with. Very, very good tip, and yeah, not bad. I'm just going to go quickly show you the packs, how you earn cards once you've unlocked all your characters and you're able to make a new deck. I bought a couple of cards. It's very addictive to buy cards. It's just as much fun to open up cards than it is to actually play the cards in a game and make your own strategic deck. So I'm going to go ahead and share maybe this experience with you. I know this is definitely the fun part for a lot of people, is buying cards and opening them. Now you can go ahead and I'll show you how you buy them and whatnot. If you click store, you can buy a 1 pack for 100 gold, which you earn through playing games if you highlight over. You don't have enough gold, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't show you how you earn gold, basically through playing a lot of matches, filling up daily quests and competing in arenas. Otherwise you can see all these other prices. As I said, the game is currently in beta. For anyone that's wondering, is that money going anywhere? As soon as the beta is finished and the public release is finished, all of the cards will be wiped. The idea of a beta is for them to test the strength of cards. If the cards are too overpowered, they will need to be brought back. The problem with that is one of your good cards could then turn crap, and therefore it's lost its value. So what they're going to do, they're going to wipe everyone clean and give you back all of the money in gold for you to then rebuy packs again and then start building up your collection again, which I personally don't have a problem with. I understand that's part of the balancing. Let's go and select one of these. So as you can tell, you pick up the deck like that. Ooh, you click it and you can drag it into the middle. And the sound effects, so good. Let's drop it down. Boom! Okay. It's like Pokemon all over again. So let's see what cards I get. When you hover over them, they do stuff. Oh, if they glow like that, then you've got something special. So we've got one special one in here. So I'm going to look forward to opening that. I'm going to open that last. Let's go ahead and open it. Whenever you cast a spell, gain +1 attack. Okay, I've already got one of these, and it's specific only to the mage. Some of the cards are neutral, which means any class can play them into their deck. Some of them are class specific, and you can only use them for that class that you're making the deck for. So keep that in mind. Here's another neutral. Restore 3 health, already got one of them. That's cool. Dark Iron, already got one of them. Give a minion +2 attack. Scavenging Hyena, I already got one of these, but these are very, very clever cards, very dangerous, especially for what you can get out of its value. 2 mana, 2 attack, 2 health, but as soon as one of your beasts dies, and as I said, you can build up a deck for just beasts, so, and you keep that playing on the field, maybe put out a taunt every time the minions die, that starts getting more and more powerful. Could be quite a clever card if you start building your deck around it. Rare! And I love that noise. Violet Teacher, whenever you cast a spell, summon a 1v1 Violet Apprentice. Now that could be very handy, especially for my class, since I have a couple of classes, a couple of decks, sorry, built around spells, and that could be very handy. Especially when I'm especially using my spells, I find it very hard to gain board control because all I'm doing is throwing disposable cards out, and I'm not able to build any minions out while doing it. So that could be very good for me. Let's go ahead and open up my last pack. Okay, what did we get? Oh. Ooh. Okay, so we've got 2 nice cards in here. Restore full health to all minions. Wow. But it is a priest only. Still a very good card. But how many minions are you going to have on the board with over 4 health? That sounds like an end game card to me that you really want to... Not too sure you're going to get all your value out of that unless they're all taunts. Okay. Faria Dragon, whatever they're pronounced, can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. That's kind of cool. But I suppose that's good if you're going up against a mage. A mage has Fireball, which you can plant on anyone, and spells, a lot of spells. As I was talking about earlier, my deck was primarily built around spells, so, but that's not bad as long as you know who you're going up against. Maybe it's okay to carry one of them about if you don't know who you're coming up against, but epic! Wow, that is a fantastic card. That is, I'm well happy about that. Deal 10 damage. My friend is not going to like that. I play a lot of my mage against him, and that is a beast card. That is a game changer right there. 10 damage. 8 mana. Any cards that's still left on the board, whenever you're struggling, that comes up. That is a good card. I like that, and that is an epic, as you can tell by these little jewels. Inner Rage, deal 1 damage to a minion and give it +2 attack. Ooh, I don't know why I'd want to do that, but for 0 mana, I suppose. If you're going to kill that enemy straight away, so for instance a taunt with 2 attack and 1 health, then maybe use that as a sacrifice. 0 mana is not that bad. It's just as long as you're going to kill it with that card, you really do not want to give it an attack. It's a warrior specific card though, so rare. All classes gives it stealth. Oh no, it is stealth. Still pretty nice. You could buff that as well, especially since it's all classes. You could buff that. So yeah, anyway, there we go guys, that leaves it up today. As we can tell, we can see through my spells and whatnot. I've got quite a few cards here, which is quite nice. Pyroblast, we love it. Oh yeah, doing pretty well. Oh, when did I get that? Oh, it's a Shaman card. And then your neutrals as well over here, which you're just normal cards. And then you can see some of my decks over here. Okay, so there we go guys, that's pretty much it for my very long last episode of Hearthstone. These games usually do take a while as it is, and if you do want to see more of these, then they will probably be 1 game per episode, but I am more than happy to do episodes for you since I love playing this game. Although bear in mind, since the tutorial I could talk over things, this is probably the video to watch if you want to watch videos afterwards, since if I'm going to play against other people, you don't have a long time to chat, you have to do business. I probably will talk and narrate and stuff, but anyway, I think I'm done. So tired, it is like 20 past 12. I might actually get an early night, go watch some anime, Attack on Titan. Not bad. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. This is on my new channel. If you haven't already seen my previous channel, my emblem channel, please go check that out if you like playing Call of Duty, Black Ops or GTA and you want to make some emblems for your crew. And as usual guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribed and peace out.